Hey, what's up, you guys? This is my update. I've been doing these weekly for a while, but then I had stopped. But I'm pretty much doing it based on what changes and things like that. And then, in a few weeks, I think, in a few weeks, it'll be my complete year, which is April something. I don't know the exact April date. But so it's almost been a year since I got the depo shot. I got it on January 27th, the day after we had lost our daughter. We had went to a hospital in Charlotte, and what pretty much happened, we had lost our daughter, and after, they asked you what type of birth control you want. My cousin had told me about depo, and it seemed like it was good because she was saying good things about it, but when I got it, I was like, oh no. So they gave it to me right after we had her. Not right after, like in the hospital room or when they're treating me and stuff, but right after, meaning like the next day. I hadn't stopped bleeding or anything like that. They didn't wait, and I know that you're supposed to wait. I didn't know that. So afterwards, I continued to bleed. I didn't actually stop bleeding until I would say maybe 3 or 2 months into the depo shot. Of course, after that, I swore that I would never get it again. But how I stopped that, I actually think it was like towards the end of when it was going to stop itself anyway. But what happened was I took ibuprofen 800. I would recommend not to do this. Do it on your own risk or things like that. And it pretty much was like I took ibuprofen 800 for a few days. I would say maybe 3 days in a row. I took it. And it stopped it, made it lighter, and then I stopped it and I started back bleeding, but then I did it again, so I had stopped it, so it was like a little break to where my body, did it again, and then I took another one and it stopped it. So I had the hip problems. I had really bad dry skin. My bones hurt so bad. I had anxiety, which I had anxiety from losing my daughter and things like that. But I had anxiety attacks, meaning like I couldn't control my body, how I was going to react to things, stuff like that. So I had anxiety attacks, things like that. And then I also anxiety panic attacks, and it did something else. I'm trying to remember. Anxiety panic attacks, the bleeding, and my skin, and the depression. But I had depression before then. It got better, when I was pregnant, because I was happy to meet her and stuff like that. But after losing your kid, of course you're gonna have postpartum depression. But that's the only thing I can think of right now of all the side effects that I had immediately after. But after that, it took maybe 6 months. No, not 6 months, maybe 4 months. I'll say it might have taken me 4 months to get a normal period. Yeah, because it takes 3 months to get out of your system. And so the 4 months, maybe 6 months, I'll say maybe 6 months. After that, it was technically out of my system. I had gotten 2 ovarian cysts, so I knew I was ovulating. And since that was technically out of my system, my periods came back, and it was pretty normal. Of course, like a lot of women talk about how they get that brown bleeding at the beginning. And so that happened, and I got like maybe 2 or 3 false periods where I thought I had periods, but it really wasn't. It stopped like literally hours later. I was excited about those, but then I got a regular period and things like that. Of course, at the beginning of you getting your period and you want to have a baby after getting the depo shot, you're going to start taking ovulation tests and stuff like that. But I caught myself because of the fact that you don't want to take ovulation tests to the point where it's driving you crazy and things like that. So I had stopped myself. I was taking Vitex and things like that, and I had stopped taking that after, I think that was before I had the 2 ovarian cysts, or after, mainly because I feel like that might have been the reason why I got the ovarian cyst. My body was going to ovulate regardless, but because I had taken those medications, well, not medications, those herbs, that it made my body like kind of overproduce to create cysts. But a lot of women say that they do get cysts on the depo. But okay, so I started getting regular periods. Like I said, I was doing the ovulation test, things like that. And then from there, I had stopped. So, and I tried temperature, and I ain't really like that. So I switched to ovulation tests. I stopped doing ovulation tests, and we kind of just chilled out. Not really, we were worried about it. You know, I was just every month I was hoping like, oh, please let me not have a period. Please let me miss my period. So, then I took ovulation tests again, and I think maybe December, maybe, and I did a video on that. I'm trying to get better. Like, I did a video on that because I wanted to show y'all kind of that what was going on with me after, I think maybe 7 months, maybe 8 months after getting in depo, that my body was ovulating, pretty much showing y'all the journey along with me, because when I was researching it, I couldn't find anybody that was really saying anything about the depo. It wasn't a continuous thing. Pretty much it's almost a year since I started recording these videos, maybe a little bit shorter, because I think I started recording the videos a little bit after we had lost her. So maybe a little bit shorter, but I'm giving you over a span of a year of what's happened. And this is technically an update. So now being March, the very end of March, literally the last day of March, and my depo shot supposedly goes out in a year, and I think it went out April, maybe probably April 27th. So this period, well, I haven't had a period. I'm 2 days late. I'm 2 days late, but I'm not going to take a test yet because it could just be seasons changing or things like that. But I'm hoping that we're pregnant. If we are, I think it's going to be a boy. I've got a feeling. Like, my Jasmine instincts, like, if you're pregnant, it's going to be a boy. But I'm hoping that we're pregnant. But I do thank y'all for watching. I have been trying to keep y'all updated, and I will keep y'all updated as far as a second video after this, whether or not whether or not my period came later. But my period is technically 2 days late. It's technically 2 days late. When I was about to come on period, I had the menstrual cycle feel the way it feels like I'm just gonna come on period, and then the fact that it didn't come on the night or the morning of yesterday, it was kind of like, what? My period usually comes on that day, either night or morning, most likely at night, like late enough at night to where I'm asleep, and then I wake up in the morning and be on my period. And then today when I woke up, I didn't really feel the period feelings, I guess you can say. And so if pretty much I'm gonna wait maybe like a week or two and take a test, but I'm hoping so. So, you know, for the women out there, kind of give me an update of what's going on with you guys, because it's almost been a year since I've had the depo, and it might be, you know, I might actually be pregnant. You just never know. I'm trying not to hype myself up over it, but at the same time, I might just dwell in the ignorance of it possibly not being. But I thank y'all for watching. Keep me updated on everything that's going on with you guys, and I thank y'all for kind of going back and forth in the comments, telling each other what was going on with you guys. It's just a place for you to express how you feel about the depo, and meet other people that's dealing with the same thing you're dealing with, so you don't seem crazy. But I do thank y'all for watching. Peace and baby dust.